Hey everybody, it's Brad Montgomery. It's number 1 in a new series about choosing a top motivational business keynote speaker. What do you look out for? This first video is about engagement, speaker engagement. So let's talk about what that is. Basically, that's whether or not your potential speaker can make the audience feel like they want to be there. Are they engaged? It's almost like, do they like them? The opposite of engaging is an old school speaker. A very canned presentation, kind of a talking head, somebody who doesn't move, someone who lectures, a college professor, an academic, not engaging. So you know what this means, right? But let's go through the points so you can help articulate them in your mind. This is going to help you when you're picking a speaker. One of the first things you want to think about is, are they able to use their voice as an instrument to make people maintain interest? This means, are they able to change volume and whisper or shout? Are they able to use voices when telling stories? Are they able to basically make sure they're not a monotone like your freshman American history teacher? Or maybe that's just me. All right, another thing you want is storytelling. At this day of age, your audience is craving stories. The reason stories are so important is they make the messages relevant and meaningful. They make the messages stick. So like I use stories all the time. Does your speaker use stories, and are they any good? Are they a good storyteller? We all know what a good story is. If you're able to walk away before the end, it's not a good story. So think about your speaker. Are they engaging by using compelling storytelling techniques? How about audience interaction? That's engagement, right? Here's the thing I think about audience interaction. There's a massive difference between kind of a hacky, blechy, doesn't feel right, forced audience interaction and a speaker who's able to get your group talking to each other in a way that feels organic and natural. So like a great example of that is kind of hacky speakers will say, now turn to your neighbor and discuss 3 points about what you learned so far. No one likes that, and it just feels forced and whatever. Is your speaker able to get people talking to each other, moving, interacting with the speaker and with each other in a way that feels comfortable? That's what you want. What else is engagement? Nonverbal communication. You can see this because you know exactly what I'm talking about. Does your speaker walk on stage and own it and act like they belong there? Does the audience have some charisma where people are just drawn towards that speaker? Those are very hard things to teach. It's very hard to define, but you know it when you see it, don't you? We've all seen, when Mick Jagger walks on stage, there's no doubt about it. He belongs on stage. He has earned our attention. A million things that he does that are nonverbal. Another point of engagement when you're looking for a top motivational speaker is emotional intelligence. Is your speaker able to read the room? Is your speaker able to read the convention? Is your speaker able to read your industry and your people? If they're not, it becomes really canned. If they don't, here's what happens in my job all the time. Things happen. Right? There's something that happened in the morning that was really significant. There's something happening with this business or this industry that's really important. And if I just walk in without knowing any of that and without being able to let them know that I understand and that I care, well, there's a major disconnect. There is no engagement. How emotionally intelligent is your potential motivational speaker? And then the last big headline is humor and wittiness. When you're judging a potential top keynote speaker on engagement, you want to know if they're funny. And trust me, you may not want a comic, but you want someone to be funny. I'm part of the National Speakers Association, and we train each other, and I'm proud to have been a teacher teaching humor skills to other speakers. And the joke about it is, well, do I need to be funny? And the answer is, well, only if you want to make money. Meaning it's very hard to be a speaker that is able to engage an audience for a full 60 minutes without making some jokes, maybe they're not Seinfeld jokes, but maybe they're just a little lightness and air and people having a breath and a chance to giggle and going, oh, that's a good one. Do you want them to be funny? Yes. Why? Because funny equals engagement, and you cannot afford to hire a speaker that's not engaged. Or excuse me, a speaker that's not engaging. All right, in summary, you've got this. This particular characteristic of a top speaker engagement is a little bit hard to define. And even as I've said these words, I've thought, yeah. But I really think you already know. Look at the video and see what you feel. And also, I encourage get your speaker on Zoom, right? If they can't hold you and your selection committee, if you feel like, wow, that person's really boring on Zoom, well, how do you think they're going to be in front of the audience? How are they on the phone? Do you feel like is there a connection between you and your speaker and your committee and the speaker? If there is, you're already a little engaged, aren't you? And if they're not, you should be asking yourself some questions. All right. There's more coming up. It's really flattering. You guys have asked for these videos, and I'm flattered to put them together. How to choose a top motivational speaker. There's 4 more videos coming up. But I'm telling you, this number 1 is important, and it's pretty easy. Make sure your speaker is engaging. If you're looking for a top motivational business keynote speaker, man, that's a long phrase. I hope you'll give us a look, bradmontgomery.com. Take care.